How you doing, guys? How you doing, guys? It's Daniel, right back again with another video. Without further ado, let's get into the topic today. I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. But without further ado, we're going to talk about this newsletter that I got. And Tate said, no one cares about your bench press. He says, when I met somebody who can play piano, I tell him that's very impressive in chase surgery because I don't know nothing about playing piano. Yet men meet fighters and talk about fighting when they don't know nothing about fighting. Why? Insecurity. It's only if you enter the ring that you're a fighter. You can forget all the hard work in any gym. Those stairs, that bright lights are always going to be too exhausting for a coward. They'll go on and on about their fighters, about other fighters' techniques, talking like a badass, bragging about how much they can lift. Listen, I don't give a about your bench press. I know you think that it's tough, but it matters zero. So I'm gonna ask you a general question. What is muscle for if you can't fight? Well, I can do 10 pull-ups, great. I can still knock you out with one punch. Your muscles are useless if they can't help you fight. Violence is the absolute underpinning of every civilized society, which I do agree with that. Violence is not even civilized. Any society is violence. In nature is violence. But anyway. He says, always has been and always will be. You can tell me I don't believe in violence, but but it's a lie. You believe in violence by proxy when you call police. Eventually, violence is the answer. This is why you're a moron and you work out just to have bigger muscles or brag about how much you can lift. Train to be able to fight. You don't need a fancy gym or some complicated diet. You only need to have stamina and punching power. There's a long newsletter. And this is my viewpoint on it. As you guys know, I promote the body game, I promote lifting, I promote exercise and health. But I live in the real world where I know, the light is too bright. But I live in the real world where I know having muscles, just have muscles is very futile. What's the point of having muscles when you can't exercise? What's the point of having that power when you can't exercise that power? Which, that's why I tend to agree with what he says. No one cares about it because nobody does. People who care about it, they care about it because they're trying to replicate that. They're trying to use the bench press to maximize what they have going on. And I always say that. Use weights, use lifting to promote what you got. Use lifting to build a strong base. Use lifting to be stronger. Why? Just because you get into altercation, you're strong. That's the whole point of being strong. You're not lifting just to lift. You're not lifting because I'm just trying to have some big muscles. That is futile. Well, you can have big muscles, but what's the point? As he said, having big muscles when you can't fight. And that's something that I agree with wholeheartedly. That's why Odie put 4 day workout program. Like, you don't need to lift weights every day. I mean, if you have time to lift weights every day and work out, do you? But from my experience, the average person, a person who's working every day, who's out here trying to grind, provide for their family, they don't have time to lift weights every day. That's why my program is only 3 days a week, how to be stronger for men, Alpha Strong. Just 3 days a week you lift the weights. On your day off, you make sure that you put in a program. I did a little bit of Taekwondo early, was it 2 years back? I did a little bit of Taekwondo. I plan to go back into boxing and finish Taekwondo, finish what I started. And these heavy compound lifts are to help you as an individual, in other aspects of life. If you have to pick up somebody, you could pick them up easier, X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z. If you get into a fight and you have more punching power, because you can squat good, you strong, but you have more punching power. But don't just focus on lifting just for the sake of lifting. As he said right here, the underpinning of my opinion, every society is violence. Civilized society would just have a civil way of portraying it or putting it out there by police and army and military. But every society that, even if it's plain anarchy, it's just violence all over the place. It's violence all over the place. It's violence all over the place. So when he says, what is muscle for if you can't fight? I always tell you guys this, and I've always been saying, and I haven't always been saying this, but when you work out, people perceive that you could fight. You probably can't fight, but people perceive that you could fight. That's what people perceive. But I always said, I'm starting to add this more in my message now, where you have to do other things besides just lift. Lift 3 days a week. I would say this, just lift 3 days a week on your off days. Go do a martial arts. Go cycle. Go do some cardio work. Because when you work out, let's say you work out Monday, then Tuesday you do boxing. Then you work out Wednesday, lift heavy weights. Then Wednesday, then Thursday you do boxing. That just adds more effect than what you really have. You become a well-rounded individual. That's the problem I have. That's the problem I have with the fitness industry. The problem I have with the fitness industry is that, one, they make things complicated. And Andrew Tate, he's right about this. You don't need a fancy gym or some complicated diet. You don't need none of that. Me, I built a very good physique of just having literally a bar, a pull-up bar, a bar and a pull-up bar, and weights, and a mat and the bench. That's it. People complicating things, putting complicated diets on you. I said just eat less. Eat less. And I really agree. I've read this newsletter to you guys because I really agree with this. If you're not able to throw a good, adequate punch, what's the whole point of having, lifting all this and doing all this? It's useless. That's why the strongest man in the world, I forgot, Thorsborn, I'm saying his name wrong. But why did he do boxing? Because you could, you stronger than me? Oh, you can lift this and this? Let's see what happens in the ring. Because that'll be the true test of strength. That's a true test of masculinity. That's a true test of violence. And I tell you guys, if you're going to lift, and I always tell you, I will never say don't lift. You have to lift. If you're not going to lift, at least do calisthenics. Like me right now, I'm not lifting a lot. I do calisthenics, do my pull-ups, do my push-ups. I work on my shadow boxing a little bit, to be a well-rounded individual. I said about the fitness industry, they don't want well-rounded individuals. They want to make everything complicated so you could go ahead and buy 2, 3, 4, 5 programs. Well, all you need is probably max 2 or 3 programs. Max. So as I said again before, work out, but also implement other things into your routine. Mobility work, martial arts, of cardio. Like me, I played basketball when I didn't work out. I had a very nice physique. Played basketball, and that's when I was not working that much. I was working just like 40 hours a week. Not very stressed. Now I'm working like 60, 80, which is not an excuse. I'm still doing my workouts, but I don't really have time to be out there. Okay, let me go. No, I have to. Okay, I could do push-ups, pull-ups, and squats. That's all I could do for right now. If I get my money up. But if you have time, ladies and gentlemen, you have no excuse not to pick up a martial arts, not to add some other form of training. Don't just add just resistance training, just bench, squat, or pull-ups, which is good. I think it's needed. That's why I kind of. I see where Tate is saying, and I'm not saying he says don't do pull, because he benches, he does pull-ups, he does workouts too. What he's trying to say, from what I'm reading this thing, is you need to be working out for a reason. And as I get older, I really realize that everything you do in life has to have a reason behind it. Try your best. There's some things that you probably don't have a reason, just as laissez-faire to let loose. But most things in life, if you want to be a competent individual, you don't want to waste time on things that don't have a return on investment. Lift the heavy weights. Using that, lift the heavy weights, and also adding martial arts into your program, and also adding, mobility work will pay dividends. Will pay dividends. In the world of violence, crime rates are going up. These will pay dividends. These will pay dividends. And I hope you guys heed my advice, heed this warning. And I do agree with what Andrew Tate said. I still bench. I still do it. But I know this. At the end of the day, if you cannot defend yourself or defend your family all that lift weight, all that muscle means nothing. You need to be able to defend yourself, defend your family, defend the people you love. In order to do so, you need to pick up a martial. And if you can't, like me, I don't have time. I just do shadow boxing on the days I'm not lifting, or the days where I do mix it up since I'm doing calisthenics. Don't just lift for the sake of lifting. Don't build muscle just for the sake of building muscle, which is good. I want you guys to build muscle because a lot of people won't even message you because they look like he's strong. But when put yourself and you get put down on your rear end, you realize that I wish I invested some time into learning a martial arts. I wish I invested the time to, and even me right at this point, although I know a little bit of, I thought I know a little bit of it, still know a little bit of Taekwondo, I'm like, I'm not where I need to be. I need to add more. I need to do more. So that's what I think about the newsletter. I do agree with him where if you just have muscle but you can't fight, it really means nothing. It really means nothing. So I want you guys to go learn this, and this is something I would have told my earlier self. I wish I stuck in Taekwondo when I had a lot of time. Learn the martial art, boxing, MMA, jiu-jitsu, learn something, because now you walk with another level of confidence. You work with another level of confidence. And if somebody touches me or my family, it'll get dealt with. You get very cocky. And not in a way like you walk like this, but in your head, you have a certain level of confidence, like, I can handle the situation at hand. So ladies and gentlemen, go out there and let's do this. I'll have the masculine, the How to Get Strong for Men ebook in the description box below. I might take that off my website and put it in Gumroad. I'm thinking about switching things over. I'm thinking about closing the website down in the meantime and focus on Gumroad and try to build my email list on Gumroad. We'll see how everything goes, but you're going to see the link down below. If you're a man that wants to be strong, if you're a man that's tired of being looked at as weak, if you're a man that, you don't have that much time, but you want to be able to lift strong and hard, just work on the compound movements, and on your off days, as I said, do martial arts. This is the program fee. It's only 3 days a week. Tells you what you need to do to get right. How to get stronger. Why women hate weak men. Why society hates weak men. So if you want to be a strong man, click the link down below in the description box. If it's not there, it'll be there by the end of this week. Comment, subscribe, out.